I should start off the like with my hand, like with my fluttering, because that's the reality of what we've done. So I'm gonna explain why I gave shares to I think 5 women, so you can experience what I'm experiencing. There's a lot of movies coming out, at least in Naples. Try to say this clearly. They have IMAX theaters. So it's like there's a bunch of movies coming out that are supposedly really good. So I'm just gonna say her name. I don't care anymore. So that's how big we are. It's a merger. You look at IMAX at Gulf Coast Town Center, like it's on like the movie theater. That's the same thing that we do. So we're like IMAX to stranger. We must have blown people away, but that production, we do the same thing. So when you go to the movie theater and you watch I just watched it on my. I'm on YouTube and I'm looking at like movie trailers. I got presented, the Hunger Games. We do the same thing. So when they say, what is that? And you sit down and get your popcorn, you feel good. You're like, oh, feel good. It makes you feel good. I do the same thing as them. Like truthfully, I don't brag about it. I should say it more. When Aquaman came out, I do the same thing. When you watch the Avengers, I do the same thing. Which one that really? Transformers, I do the same thing. Moonfall, I do the same thing. We do the same thing. So I've expanded, but I gave them shares. So when it all is or Spider-Man, we do the same thing. When you say Columbia, presents to you, or the Columbia Pictures, whatever it is, or studios, or whatever it is, we do the same thing. This is my production. We do the same thing. We're selling a digital product. So could I do a film? Music video is film. So we do the same thing. Oh Lord, filmography, production. But I gave them shares, so when you go into the movie theater, it'll bring you to tears, because you're when you watch a Disney movie, it'll be different. So it's Nasha, Tanisha, the woman from the store, the familiars, who's tattooing Stephanie Farrell, whoever. Jan Solar. It's just like you own shares right now in IMAX. IMAX did Avatar, or we do the same thing. It's just like you have shares in that. Or if you want to be specific, Transformers, it's like you own shares in that. Truthfully, no games. It's like you own shares in whatever. It's the same thing. You have shares, meaning just like Jeff Bezos can give shares, or Mark Zuckerberg can give someone shares for film. Film is just recording and producing. I gave you shares. If I have a big head, it's also yours. I'm sharing. Give equity. You can't give equity in that. You can. You can share. Yes, you can. So you're inventing something, and they just record a movie, and then they edit it, and then it gets polished up, put on a disc, and they sell it. They put the art on the cover, and that's it. And then you watch it in a building. But we do the same thing. Hopefully that'll explain it, but I just wanted you to see the world differently. That's why I put your name on it, so you could see it, clear as daylight. Wow. It should feel like that. When you go to Disney and you see the Cinderella Castle, it should blow your mind. That's why I did it. When Transformers and all that stuff, when you see the new one, I do the same thing as them. It's the production company. This is Pilkington Studios. This was done in my studio. I literally made a fortune off this stuff, and you have shares in it. And that's why you see Juicy J popping in David's conversation. You see famous people coming into my DM, trying to give people reassurance this is real. Avatar made $1 billion. We do the same thing. No, you didn't. When you own your stuff, you can make $1 billion. No, you can't. I would love for you to tell them that, because that would probably a cliffhanger. But I wanted you to just, for the first time in your life, your parents are telling you that basically to not take risks, and that this is stupid, and that you can't do it, or it's impossible. You'll probably hear that. Like Cinderella's Castle, it's impossible. Or I know some people like to be Cinderella, or Beauty and the Beast, or to be is impossible. And I just wanted you to go in a movie theater, because everyone accepted all of these. I did the customers right with mine, but like they watch these movies like the Avengers and stuff, and you see people like scream. We do the same thing. Like we do the same thing. Like don't like in Ubisoft. That's just they're making games. I do the same thing as Ubisoft. Like the job description. I do the same thing as them. So I just don't talk about it enough because they don't care about how it's made. They care about the product. But I do the same thing. And you're gonna see me go into the animation like Ringling. The same thing, like where I like you can do an animation, a sketch or a film. We do the same thing. I just wanted you to see it because you're going to be in a seat and then you're going to like look at people and you're like, I work here and everything, and this is great. But they did say that this movie was impossible. Like you see Iron Man and everything. And to give kind of a perspective, I was doing it before all of these movies I think were made. I was in music since I was 6, so I just wanted you to see it like I'm doing it. And like it's like almost like some people got into music after the Avengers. I've been in music like since I was a child. So I wanted you to also experience, just say Isaiah giving you shares is like he gave you shares in Avatar, like the franchise, meaning like I'll give an example of like what I can do. Since I own this and I explained it on that piece of paper, I'm like Nike. No, you're not. I would love for everyone to just help narrate. He's like Nike. Why? Because he owns his own product. It's like Toy Story. Tell them this thing right here is like Toy Story. He owns it and therefore he can supreme and it makes a lot of money. This song right here that he just did, that's Nike. No, it's not. I would love for you to explain how a check became a massive company, a check. They made a product and he can truthfully to a consumer sell a t-shirt to somebody. So Isaiah's like Nike. So I'm giving you shares like, I don't have to do all that stuff, but I'm saying I just wanted you to see the world. I gave, whatever I do, I gave you shares in it. Because I wanted you to see the world differently. Like not only like did they say that this Avengers stuff was stupid in the past and I got made fun of for sharing the trailer, like, I don't know, hopefully that means something to you. But when you watch these movies, because I've seen it, like I was pushing myself, but even Marvel's pushed themselves with the big battle and everything. Wow, I do the same thing, like in terms of like writing and stuff and like wow, like the symbolism and the massive vision and all this stuff, preparing and planning. I don't know, I wanted you to see it like what brings me, I'll put your name on it. When you go on your TV and the technology gets better, just remember like you're gonna see a whole bunch of people, but allow yourself to be, this is smart, or like if you have a feature on your tablet to swipe and then just like Tony on the table, like swipe it to your TV because eventually going to be like that. You swipe it to your TV. Like it brings me to tears, like just looking at it on like a really nice TV and then like use Echo or like they've impressed me like they play this on your phone or play escrow on by IP or play escrow by Isaiah PILKINGTON on Siri and it pops up. Like, or you're like Lil Pump did. He's like, play Lil Pump. Like, eventually you'll be able to say it like on a stadium, play Lil Pump, and the stadium just goes, playing Lil Pump or Lil Pump. It just blows my mind away, bro. And then eventually they'll be like, we can actually design a LED to your music, which is ridiculous. And I think they're working on it right now. Google Glass will probably have something. Play this on Google Glass and shoot, right? Project this. Or like show the best things of this person, or like show the history of this artist from start to finish, like in a montage. It'll just blow your mind. When they do that, when they finish it, it'll blow your mind away. Like it'll be like ranked independent. They'll be like ranked independent artists from start to finish, or top this and that. Like it'll just blow your mind away in the future. But you're gonna hear from people how something's impossible, and I just wanted you to be. This is like one of those things I'm gonna ask your brother, just chill out. Just chill out, and ask your dad to just chill out. I don't care what your office says, but it's just like Nike. So it's credible like Nike, truthfully. Like I went to school, it's like Ivy League. It's credible. Just like Amazon, it's credible, truthfully. Like I'm like in the top 3 percentile, or the 3% of people who ever have something like this. Like It's just like, this is just like Disney. So it's just like if Disney gave you a recommendation or Disney approved of you. That's what it is on paper. Like I should have said Nike is like supreme. Anybody who sells, I wanted you to like, since this is something that's going to be something crazy, I just wanted you to like, to also feel like how I felt when I watched Aquaman. It brought me to tears. Like watching it truthfully, like it's made up. You know, I wanted you to see it like that. Or Transformers, watch the first one. I do the same thing as them. It looks stupid. Probably to some people it looks stupid. It's just, you know, whatever, you know. But like, look at it going back, bro. Like, it's just, this is ridiculous. G1. I mean, that wasn't G1. The new one was G1. But I'm saying like this was like a sketch. You know, so I mean, it's ridiculous. Like just seeing it going like choo 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 choo. Right? Like to me, is like wow. But we do the same thing. That's the only thing. And again, icing on the cake to sell it. Since you own something like Toy Story, they can sell toys. I mean, with the license, yeah, I mean, you could sell toys, products, little wristbands, silly bands, because you own it. This is going to turn into like filmography, like with the music videos and stuff. But yeah, I mean, you did it yourself. So.